The stadium was silent. Thousands of eyes fixed on the young girl standing in the center, her hands trembling around the microphone. Moments ago, those same people had laughed, whispered, and doubted her, some even joined in the cruel ridicule. But as she opened her mouth, every sound in the arena faded into stillness. In the next few minutes, she would give them a moment they would carry for the rest of their lives, a moment that would change how they saw her, and themselves, forever. The morning of the opening ceremony was supposed to be the happiest day of Naomi Johnson's school year. Her school, Lincoln High, was hosting the Inter-School Sports Festival, and Naomi had been chosen to sing the national anthem. For her, it was more than just an honor, it was a chance to make her late grandmother proud. Her grandmother used to tell her, "Naomi, your voice can move mountains, but only if you sing with your whole heart." She had passed away 2 years ago, but those words lived in Naomi like a heartbeat. Yet, as she walked into the dressing room, the excitement she'd been carrying was quickly crushed. 3 girls, Sophie, Madison, and Claire, were huddled near the mirror. They were the it girls of the school, always perfectly dressed, always leading the conversation. Naomi had never been part of their circle. Sophie's eyes scanned Naomi's outfit, a simple white dress her mother had ironed for hours, and she smirked. "Is that what you're wearing? Looks like something from a thrift shop in 1990. Madison laughed, "Guess it matches her old-fashioned hair." No wonder they picked her, probably couldn't find anyone else. Naomi froze. She could feel her cheeks burning. Claire added the final blow. "I hope you know how to sing in tune. It'd be embarrassing for the whole school if you messed up. Especially with, that hair." The way she said that hair was loaded. Naomi knew what they meant. She'd heard it before, the snide comments about her natural curls, the subtle digs about her skin tone, the way people said, "You're pretty for a black girl," like it was some strange exception. She laughed it off weakly, but their words sank deep. When Naomi stepped out to rehearse on the stadium's open stage, she felt every eye on her. The whispers started. Some were innocent curiosity, others not. She caught one boy snickering and mimicking an exaggerated soul singer move. She gripped the microphone but couldn't find her voice. The coach reminded her it was just a sound check, but in her mind, she was already failing. That night, Naomi sat at her desk staring at the lyrics of the anthem. The notes swam in her vision. She could hear the girls' voices replaying like a broken record. She considered calling her teacher and backing out. But then she saw her grandmother's old silver locket on the desk. Inside was a tiny picture of them together, Naomi about 7 years old, grinning with missing teeth. Her grandmother's handwritten note tucked behind the picture read, "You're more than their words. Prove it." Naomi took a deep breath. She would sing. No matter how much they laughed, the day of the opening ceremony arrived bright and warm. The stadium was packed, students, parents, teachers, and visiting schools filled every seat. The energy buzzed in the air like electricity. Naomi waited in the tunnel, her heart pounding. She could hear the announcer introducing the start of the ceremony. She peeked out and saw Sophie, Madison, and Claire sitting near the front, grinning and whispering. Her knees almost gave out. But as the announcer called her name, Naomi remembered her grandmother's voice. She took one step, then another, until she was standing in the center of the stadium. The first note left her lips shaky and small. She heard a chuckle from somewhere in the crowd. Her throat tightened. Then, something shifted. Naomi closed her eyes and pictured her grandmother's hands clapping to the rhythm, her smile wide and proud. She let her voice rise from that place of love and memory. Her tone grew stronger. By the second verse, the sound soared across the stadium, clear, powerful, and unshakable. People began to lean forward, their expressions changing. By the final line, Naomi's voice carried such raw emotion that some in the crowd had tears in their eyes. When the last note hung in the air, the stadium erupted in applause. It wasn't polite clapping, it was the kind of roaring cheer that shakes the ground. Naomi opened her eyes. Sophie's jaw was slack. Madison was clapping reluctantly. Claire looked down, avoiding eye contact. The principal walked up to the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, that was unforgettable." For the rest of the day, Naomi wasn't the black girl who might mess up or the one with different hair. She was Naomi Johnson. The girl who made an entire stadium stop and listen. And somewhere in her heart, she knew her grandmother was smiling.